morning, everyone. My name is Naomi. I'm from Hokkaido University, and I too want to thank Emmanuel for inviting me to the project and to today's panel. Ted pretty much explained sort of the connection between this project, EU and Japan, why we're doing Japan. I just wanted to follow up on that. So last year, 2018, Japan was the fourth largest migrant accepting country. Country in the world. So the numbers are just, it's increasing by exponentially. So today I'm going to sort of concentrate on the new revision to the immigration law in Japan. So just to sort of cover the background, so Japan, the official position of the Japanese government is that they don't accept low to semi-skilled workers. So they accept migrants based on skills, but Japan only accepts highly skilled workers, like Ted and myself. So we're on a professor visa because we are highly skilled. And also to facilitate the increase of highly skilled professionals, Japan passed the highly skilled professionals visa status in 2012. But just to give you some numbers, there are only 1.5% of the people that come on these highly skilled visas. So the reason, the reason behind Japan not wanting to accept less skilled workers is because there are social and security risks to that. That's their official position. Now, of course, Japan is a highly Japan's birth rate is decreasing, and the working age population has declined immensely, and so they are, of course, experiencing acute labor shortages, and they're in certain sectors. So sort of the backdoor channel, so to speak, policy to bring these people, these less skilled people that the Japanese government said that they weren't going to bring in. So Japan passed the TITP, which is the Technical Intern Trainee Program. So the TITP was passed in 1990. It was basically to bring in, the idea was that they were going to bring in people from developing countries and they were going to train them in Japan. Of course, that was the sort of the official reason. What that was that created people that could come to Japan to work in the less and semi-skilled areas. Of course, this TITP has been notorious. Human rights violations, abuses, so on and so forth. And just to, again, give you some numbers, we have a lot of these TITPs, the trainees, go missing. And so last year, 7,000 of them were missing. And still to this day, we don't know what happened to them. But these numbers don't come out in the news, do they? Because, this is not what, Japan does not want to, obviously, the Japanese government doesn't want to show that there's this crisis. And that's sort of the basic framework of Japanese immigration policy. Now, last year in 2018, the Abe administration revised the immigration law. And the rationale behind the revision was that he wanted to address the serious lack of labor and to seemingly deal with the serious problems with TITP, because it has been very notorious and really bad reputation. And the new visa status accepts, it's the first time that Japan has officially accepted blue-collar workers. Now, it started on March 1st, but when they were passing this new revision, they took a total of 17 hours to deliberate on this. And they voted and they passed it. And I'm sorry, I was going to show you a clip, but so I don't know if you've seen this on the news, but you see, as Oliver was saying this morning, they were fighting over this when they were voting because the opposition party obviously did not want to pass it. And so you see these parliament members fighting with each other to stop the law to be passed, but it was passed at the end. Yeah, they were actually literally like grabbing each other. Yes, yeah. It was that bad. Yeah, but at the end they passed. So at the beginning of December they passed the law and it was implemented 1st of April. So just 3 weeks ago. The conditions of this new visa status is that you have to have vocational skills and you have to have Japanese language proficiency. Now, we have this Japanese proficiency test, which goes from level 5 to level 1, 1 being obviously the top. But so the condition is that people have what is called N4, or level 4. So basically that means you can say, hello, my name is such and such, the weather's nice today. I mean, this is not going to the Japanese proficiency as an N4 is not really enough to survive in Japan. I mean, you can survive, but it's not enough. But that's what you're required to have when you come on the new visa status. And the MOU was signed with 9 countries, including Cambodia, China, Malaysia, Mongolia, Myanmar, so on and so forth, so these developing countries. And there's 2 types of visas. I'm not going to go into detail too much, but type 1 is a specified skill. You have to have specified skills, and it's construction, agriculture, fishing, hotels, and restaurants. And this type 1 specified skills visa, you can renew it up to only 5 years, and you cannot bring family. You have to come by yourself. So basically, this does not encourage permanent settlement. Type 2, however, specified skills visa, is in 2 sectors: construction and shipbuilding only. And the visa can be renewed indefinitely, and you are allowed to bring children. And of course, this potentially can lead to residency. Now, there are quotas put in for these 2. It said, obviously, the quota for N1 is higher than, type 1 is higher than type 2, but the Japanese government Japanese government wants to bring about 345,000 in 5 years. Now, my concern with this is that obviously, this new system, so the rationale behind it was that they wanted to revise the system so that the TITP, being very notorious for violation of human rights, they wanted to improve the situation, and that was the rationale. But it's clear that that they haven't really thought through this, and there is serious concern that it's not going to be a safeguard against abuse, and so. So then what happens to TITP? They're still going to continue TITP. So even if there's a quota for this new visa status, they're still going to bring in trainees on TITP. So it kind of renders the quota meaningless, right? So there are some people saying that isn't it just a more sophisticated version of TITP? Isn't it going to just reproduce the violations that TITP brought in? So these are some of the concerns that we have with this new revision. I just wanted to show you. So just before we were coming to the conference, there was this news that TEPCO is going to accept foreign workers. This is type 1, the type 1 specified skills visa. They say that they're welcome to work at Fukushima, nuclear power plant. Yeah, exactly, right? And then and this was just yesterday. The first person to get this new visa was a Cambodian woman. She's working in the farms in Japan. So I'll just leave you with that.